By the time I was 3, my parents were separated. When I was about 10, my dad came back. It was a dark mud house, and I couldn't really see inside, but there was light, and as I came, somebody just came and said, so and so, this guy where you bring, it is smoke. And he answered for me before I pronounced the answer. Yes, now my guy now, it is smoke. I couldn't even see the people then. I was a bit afraid. And then the closest person to me just gave me his. And then I took it and puffed. After about 30 minutes, I was starving. But the next day, the same dude, what's up? How far? Let's go. No. Go. Why they do like girl like this? Blah blah blah. So to show that I'm a bad guy now.
Peer pressure.
I followed. The money my parents spent on me just looking for a solution is enough to feed a family of 5 comfortably for 5 years.
How was your growing up like? Because I feel like for most people that deal with some sort of addiction or substance abuse or something, it had something to do with their growing up. So like, I just want to know, how was your growing up like?
Okay, you're right. Basically, people in substance is, I won't use the word growing up, I'll say family.
Yeah.
I grew up, by the time I was 3, my parents were separated. So when I was maybe about 9, 10, my dad came back.
You were with your mom?
Yeah, me, there are 3 of us, me, my younger sister. Then after my dad came back, we had a younger brother. As a kid, there's only so much you understand. As an elderly person or as a grown person now, those things are basic, but as a kid, it meant a lot to me. For instance, my mom says, Tosin, today is Easter, we're going to the amusement park or we can go to the zoo. Which one do you want to go? And I get to decide. Let's go to the amusement park, and everybody goes. When my dad came, there was not that again.
There was no choice again.
Yeah, it was just her husband. Yes, I didn't understand that the relationship between a man and a woman because I didn't grow up with it. So I felt unloved. I felt like my dad was coming in to take
that bond.
Yeah, that position that I had with my mom. She wasn't asking me those things again. She was asking her husband. I didn't understand that relationship as a kid because I didn't grow up knowing a father. So that then, to make matters worse, when I started misbehaving a little, like normal stuff kids do,
kid stuff,
he beats me. So that kind of compounded it. So I just felt they don't like me in this house. So my behavior started going sideways. But they didn't take note of it too. All the things they did, because I'm not blaming them, they did out of love. They didn't know better.
Like if they knew better, they would have done
Yes. They didn't know any more than, and gradually, till I entered school and started moving with guys that were way older than me. Now there's a guy that were like about the same age. And I just came out from a restaurant and I met him. What's up, Falami? What's up, Tosin? Where you going? I just chop finish. I want to go. And follow me, I beg. I just want to reach this place. I want smoke cigar. By the time I got there, from there I met some guys who were way older than me, and they appeared to be showing me the love, acceptance that I felt I wasn't getting at home.
I felt that exact same thing. So that's about the exact same thing that got me into using then the end addiction, because I grew up, I mean, off camera, I told you my dad constantly compared me to other children. I'm an introvert normally, so he kept comparing me to other children. And at some point, I always, when I go somewhere, I just compare myself to other people automatically. Like I just begin to compare my, and
you affect the thing.
Yes, Joyce Meyer said that when you play the comparison game, you never win, because for some reason you never put yourself, on top.
Yeah.
And then at some point he forced me to go and live with my uncle, which I did not like. And I felt like I was, I didn't feel welcome there, and my own family did not want me. So I just felt unloved all around.
Everywhere.
So when I met these guys, I mean, it was like they just accepted me. And then I just started doing what they were doing. And then from there, it just...
Basically. So it was just easy to do what they were doing.
And you didn't have like a relationship with your mom, your dad. You guys used to talk.
We did, but I mean, I remember one time I said, I can't remember what I said exactly. And she was like, don't say that. That's your father. Some. So that pushed me away from, that made me know there are certain things I can't tell her.
Right.
And then when they are talking, playing and stuff, they say jokingly, it was a joke. Like they use it to joke. I met your mother before I met you. Or I met your father before I met you. Yeah. So it was...
Okay, that's funny actually.
Yeah, it was, maybe stuff is happening and I'm like, no, daddy, believe me, or mommy, believe me. And she's like, no, I believe my husband. I'm like, why? Because I met him before you. Stuff like that.
So how was the first exposure like to you? What led to the first time? Because I remember the first time. I remember the first person that boy ruined my life.
Yeah.
The first person that introduced me to that. In fact, I remember two of them. So how was the first exposure like? And then what was your reaction when, because some people, their first exposure, they're like, they don't like this thing.
Yeah.
They don't like the way this thing makes me feel. And then they just don't go back.
Okay.
And some other people, they feel like, okay, this is it. For me, it was like, this thing makes me feel confident because I had a very low self-esteem. So I was able to do the things
that you felt you could not do.
Yeah. So what led to the first exposure?
Okay, the first one was this guy. I won't mention his name, but like he said, he ruined my life. And funny enough, the guy is doing very well now. He's not even in the country.
Wow.
And I used to look up to him when we were younger. Okay. I had my sister's friend because he always looked as if he always had money. And one time I remember my sister asking me, don't you do runs? This person is always doing runs. That's why this person has money. And that day, like I said, I just came out from that restaurant.
Your younger sister?
Yes, my youngest.
Okay. You are the first one?
Yeah, I'm the first child.
Okay.
I just came out from that restaurant and she just said, what's up, Tosin? Let's go. I just want to smoke cigarette. Just come and wait with me. And by the time I went there, it was a dark mud house. And I couldn't really see inside, but there was light. And as I came in, somebody just came and said, so and so, this guy where you bring, he is smoke. And he answered for me before I put on the answer. Yes, now my guy now, he is smoke.
Why didn't you say anything?
No, I couldn't even see the people then. I was a bit afraid.
Oh, right.
And then the closest person to me that was giving me his. And then I took it and I puffed. And
wait, how did you know to puff? Had you done it before?
No, but man, people smoke cigarettes now. And this is weed, so it has to be puffed now. I mean, so puffed. And then I tried to pass it back. It's like, no, I should hold on to it. Now, I just came out from a restaurant, and after about 30 minutes, I was starving. And I stood up to go back to go and eat. And it felt as if, you know how you feel when you're in water?
You're dragging yourself.
And you're just forcing yourself. So it wasn't a pleasant feeling. But the next day, the same dude, what's up? How far? Let's go. No. Go. Why they do like girl like this? Blah, blah, blah. So to show I'm a bad guy now.
Peer pressure.
I followed. And then I started meeting those older guys that I thought they had been to one or two schools before, maybe being rusticated, and their parents didn't want them to blah blah blah, or maybe they were cultists, they had to leave school, and they appeared to be showing me the
Love and acceptance.
that I felt I wasn't getting at home. I found out that I could tell them things
and they won't judge you
that I could not tell them at home. But which I don't know if I'm digressing, but which is one thing parents also have to be careful about. Your children should be able to tell you whatever, so that you will give them the correct advice. Because if they can't tell you, they will tell somebody outside.
Yeah.
Give them.
I went to a school one time to speak, and I asked the girls, they're like, if, God forbid, if you get pregnant now, the first person you call is going to be your mom or your dad. I was like, eh?
All of them will be like,
because
no.
They know that, bro,
then go kill them.
Dead. But in the real sense of
that's
it,
wrong.
That's the example God has set for us, that when you make a mistake, the first person you should come back to is Him, because He's our Father.
Yes.
So I think that we should have a kind of relationship with our children that if they make a mistake, they should be able to just come to you first, start because if they're not coming to you, they're coming to somebody else.
And they probably get wrong advice. Because home is where you come to when everything is messed up outside.
So from there, you kept going back?
So from there was a particular guy that I met. He's a nice person. Let's leave substance. Aside of substance, he's a nice person. But he kind of reinforced my substance use because I wanted to be like him.
You're looking up to him.
Yes, he was very nice, but he used to smoke a lot. So every day I used to go and look for him. You know, he used to give me advice, school. There was one time they gave me my school fees. I spent my school fees. He was the one that went and fought for me, you know.
I think we have all spent our fees.
No, I was not in school. I used to come to school as if I was in school. Meanwhile, I wasn't registered as a student. Blah, blah, blah. Like that. So on and on and on and on and on. And it kept getting worse. Until I wasn't going to class at all. I eventually got rusticated or expelled from Babcock. So I didn't finish from Babcock. Now, as at that time, I was just smoking in school. When I come home, I don't smoke. When I come home, I don't smoke. So the period I got expelled from Babcock, the gap between that expulsion and admission into another university kind of made everything get worse. I was having conflicts with my dad especially.
Because he didn't just understand.
Yes, and I used to feel like my dad didn't get it.
Because obviously people feel like most people use substances because of weak character or something.
Yes.
Sometimes it's just that this thing is solving a problem
for you. Exactly.
So those people that are looking down on you, you just feel like you don't understand.
Yes.
You think I'm just using. You don't understand what this thing is doing for me, right?
Yeah. Because I remember that I used to write. I like to write. I used to listen to it. Now that I've quit, I have to cut down on the rap I listen to, the kind of music I listen to.
Yeah, because those things also
they also talk about all those, and which is another dimension. Most people don't know that a lot of these musicians they listen to don't do as much drugs as they claim to do. They do
not
drugs.
As much.
Yes.
As
they don't smoke all day.
Yeah.
Or drink all day.
And they do a lot of detox that costs a lot of money that some people don't know and cannot afford.
Yes.
But you just...
So I used to write. I remember that there was a time I was in school. By that time I had gotten admission, and my mom saw my diaries, my books where I write. And because there was a lot of pain, hurt, in my writings. And how I was told was my dad came home and my mom was on the floor crying. Like she lay on the floor and she was crying. So the next day my dad came to meet me in school. So when they announced my name and I came downstairs, I could see through his car. I could see my books
on
the back seat. And, they had, because it was a diary, my mom had written the dates of the most painful or
writings.
Yeah, April 21, April 19, April, so now my dad didn't know any better. The way he went about addressing it made it worse. So I just wanted him to leave. Like, give me what you got for me. What did you bring? Like, mom, I mean, you're my dad now. Are you going to leave me without giving me more money? And then I called my homeboy and got out of school, getting high again.
So what would you say was like the biggest impact? Because most people just know that, people smoke, people use substances and they get high and it's bad. But most people don't know the impact of what this can actually do to people. What would you say were like the impact of this thing?
Of using?
Yeah. What were the things that you maybe suffered or lost
from doing?
Then how was the effect on your family, that kind of thing?
I don't know if you know this pill called Lexotan.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an OTC drug. It has to be prescribed. They use it to sleep. My mom, you take one this evening and it knocks you out. Maybe you wake up 11, 12 o'clock tomorrow. My mom used to take 6, 8. And she won't be able to sleep overnight.
Why?
Because of me. Thinking about me, being bothered. My mom, I used to say that the money my parents spent on me just looking for a solution is enough to feed a family of 5 comfortably for 5 years. I'm sure it's more than that. And in the course of my using, now there's a part of the Bible that talks about a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands, so shall your poverty creep up on you. It is that creep up on you part that I want to talk about. Now, when you are addicted, everything doesn't go down the drain at once. It just slowly. Yes. A little gets taken away from you, a little at a time, a little. Like, for instance, it got to a point I wasn't allowed to touch the cars anymore.
So it means your parents were kind of comfortable.
Yes.
So it was not even as if...
No. Because we're not rich, Dangote rich.
But you were not poor either.
Yeah, but we're not poor. We're comfortable. We're comfortable enough that me and all my siblings finished from private universities. And sending 3 children to...
definitely, I can imagine.
So it got to, don't touch my car, and I'm like, what's a car? I beg, I don't know. I will go buy my own Nikon. So them started locking their doors
of the house.
Yes, when they...
Because they used to steal stuff.
Yes, I started stealing. I didn't steal outside, but I stole inside, and I stole a lot. I stole a lot of money. A lot. In fact, at a point, I stole my brother's school fee. Now, the mistake my the mistake my dad made was he felt, because I'm older than my brother, about 14 years.
Oh.
That's the one they had after they came back together. So he wrote it on the envelope. Dotun school fees. Like, when you...
He was just there.
Yeah, when you see it, you know that, okay, this is your brother's school fees. And you won't touch it. I took it to...
This substance thing, sometimes it just makes you... It's almost like you don't have conscience.
Yes. It makes you heartless. You break everybody's heart. Now, one thing substance users also have to recognize is you can't use in isolation. it affects everybody around, everybody that loves you. Because I remember I used to tell my mom, don't worry about me, take care of your other children. I'll be fine. I got some deals going on. Then there's a way substance clouds your reasoning.
Yeah.
It make you feel
Yes.
you have everything, you're on top of
Under
everything.
control.
When yeah, actually,
Self-denial.
there's this thing that one of my homeboys used to say. He says, you can never see the end of drugs. Instead, the drugs will see the end of you. So it got to a point where now, if you live in a place, or if you stay in a, like for instance, let me use where we are at now. If you wake up in the morning, there are certain sounds you will hear in this house. You will know, okay, it's my wife coming out. That's my daughter going. Like maybe there's a particular door she opens every morning. Maybe so. When I'm in my room, when my dad opens his door to go downstairs to get something, I know because I know the way his door. So by the time he opens his door, goes downstairs, before he's back upstairs, I'm in his room and I'm out. And something is missing already. Like that. So it got to where my mom, she wants to get that stuff. This is her room here. She opens, locks, goes to this place, gets it, come back. Do you understand?
That is
so
crazy.
I went and bought saws. I lived in a duplex, so I went and bought saws. So there's a manhole. There's usually a manhole where you can go into the ceiling. So I went into the ceiling over there room. I sawed.
So even if the door is locked.
So when the door is locked, I remove the drop into the room. My mom keeps large amount at home. Take the whole one, and then I'm gone for the house 2-3 months. Like that.
3 months.
Yeah.
Where will you be?
So I'll be there. Now, those bad boys that I knew made me know more bad boys, would know more bad boys.
Because that's how it was.
So I can hang out with them 2 months, 3 months.
So at this point, you were done with school? Or you were in between?
All throughout school till I finished, I was doing all that.
So when you're gone 2 months, you're not in school?
Okay, by this point,
Yeah.
the 2 months, 3 months, yeah, I was done with school.
Okay.
As I finished my 100 level and got into 200 level, I was expelled. So I didn't come home because how do you get expelled from back up and then come and then I expelled? So I was staying with some prostitutes. They are not like what we call Olusho today. They used to call them aristos in those days.
Oh.
So I was staying with them for a while.
We're living with them?
Yeah, living. I was kind of dating one of them.
Okay.
But she was like, her men used to come around, like guys would come, pick her up, take her, whatever, do whatever. But every time she comes home, there's money.
Right.
So I was kind of living off her.
So it was just like cycle drugs,
alcohol, and because of the kind of life she doesn't use any type, but she enabled me. Like, I don't know, if you go feed, do well, you go feed.
Yeah.
So she'll buy. I used to like to drink. I used to drink overnight. So drug damage did a lot of things for me. At one point, I had tremors, my right hand, so I couldn't write with it. So I started learning to write with my left hand.
I still have you to stop. Good.
Yes, you know that kind of thing. That's crazy. So I can write with my left hand, not as well as my right hand, but I started learning to. So it became, eventually my parents moved to Lekki. I said I wasn't going to follow them to Lekki because I wanted to be free. So I stayed in the duplex. They went to Lekki. So all day, every day, no job, nothing. And I remember one particular day, I always mention it when I'm talking to people because it's the creeping thing. So eventually you find out you don't have money. You can't buy the most basic things. You can't buy deodorants. You're hungry. You can't really eat good food. There are times when I'll be hungry and somebody is willing to give me maybe 1,000 naira and I really want to eat 1,000 naira worth of food, But once I get that 1,000 naira, calculations change. If I chop 200 naira, we use 800 naira, buy. And I was coming and I was well dressed, but there was not a dime in my pocket. I didn't have any money. And there's this thing about drugs where if you just go and sit down in the joints,
That's it.
you will get high. You might not get high at the time you want to get high or as much as you want to get high. But eventually you will see somebody that will buy for you.
They will never give you money.
No, they won't give you money.
But they will
buy for
as
you.
much as you want
they will
to
buy
use.
for you. Like it might be somebody's birthday, it might be somebody might just whatever.
Right.
Somebody will buy for you. And there were this bunch of children. Now I like teaching, like I said before. I like to read a lot. So I like teaching, and I saw these primary school children, like, all of them, the way they gathered and they were all walking back, they were coming back from school. And they were all like, and I'm like, hey, hello, how are you? All of them, good afternoon, sir, good afternoon, sir. How was school? I hope you people are well. And I said, yes, sir. And one of them just said, sir. I'm like, what? He said, please, sir, can you buy Pelta for me? I am very thirsty. As at that time, Pelta was 5 naira, and I didn't have 5 naira. So like that, eventually I went Kadam. So by the time I went to Kadam, I was not totally convinced that I had to stop. But I finished, then I got a job. Now, I didn't like my job. I had a boss that was, to me, in my own opinion, slow. He felt he was a perfectionist. Me, I felt he was slow. So there's 3 things to be done. You're on one. If you don't finish one, the other 2 doesn't get to be done.
Multitask.
Bro, you can't be doing this. Let me be doing it. You'll be like, no, let's do this together. So I sit down with him and I'm just looking. He's the one trying to figure it out and I'm just watching. So I started getting frustrated. So I started using again. So I lost that job. I lost jobs. I lost about 2 jobs because I was using.
I think because the primary cause of because I tell people that drugs is not the problem. The problem is always what gets people to the point where they start to use
drugs. Exactly.
But the mistake almost everybody makes, including your parents, they thought they were trying to tackle drug addiction instead of tackling the thing that
root cause.
Yeah. So most times when you even get the drugs out of the way and the root cause is not there,
person will use again.
Yes, if there's just a little pressure. It might not even be that thing. It may just be another pressure.
That will just
push. Because the way they know how to handle stress
is to use drugs.
Yeah.
Yes.
So whichever stress just comes, it just
pushes them back to.
Yeah.
I came out from Karam. My parents didn't want me to go back to, because by that time I knew. In fact, any time you come to the house, there's always a bunch of dudes in the house. It's 5-bedroom, so I had
that duplex.
Yeah, I had one room all to myself, and I used to let guys bring their girlfriends or whatever. At the point, it became like Tosin's house is also available, but you have to buy drugs to be able to enter, because that was it. How far, bro? What's up? I dey come here house. Okay, you know what you will bring now. So when you knock my door and I open the people, how far? What do you buy? So you guys show me before I open the gate. Otherwise, I won't open the gates. So I came to Lekki. Now I don't like smoking in the joints because I'm paranoid when I'm smoking. So I don't want to be looking up. Like if somebody's coming up, I feel it. Okay, I got arrested a couple of times, slept in cell, blah blah. At one point, my parents said, "Mama, they should just let him go to prison, Jerry. They were not coming to bail me." So I was in the process of selling my phone to be able to bail myself. But my IPO happened to be, I don't know, it's a different type of police. It was a woman actually from the regular police people we know. She just came and asked me, give me your parents' number. She just started calling them. No. So then she gave them a pastor's number from the cell. When I got out, I was taken to a church. I was in the church. Yeah, I appeared as if I was doing well, but I started using again. So when I came to Lekki, I started smoking in the house because I smoke at home. So I started smoking in the house. My friends were like, again? No. So one day, so by that time I had started seeing signs that they were going to kick me out of the house. So I had a bag packed. And I just kept that bag in one corner. So I wasn't touching anything from that bag except my laptop.
In case.
Yes, I'll just bring out the laptop, use it, put it back, bring it out, use it, put it back. And then I can't remember, one day I think I went out to get high again and I was coming back and I ran into my mom at the door and was like, son.
At the duplex?
No, in
Lekki.
You gone again, Abi? Can you come? Well, enjoy yourself. Oh, I hope you know you are leaving this house tomorrow.
To where?
So that was how. So the next day, I had to leave.
To where?
They didn't care. Just go. So
They were.
I found out later that they had been in meeting. My mom, my dad, my sister, and my younger brother. And he just thought, we've tried everything. We've gone to church, we've prayed, we fasted because I actually did 7 days fasting 2 times. The first time, which now there's the spirituality part.
Yeah, there is.
But spirituality alone doesn't do it.
No.
I know somebody that spoke in tongues into the joints. Like, and he was walking till he got to the cup and he smoked crack. And he was still speaking in tongues in the name of Jesus till he lighted. So, yes, there's the spirituality part, but like we said, if the root cause is not addressed, then you can now back it up with.
Yes, but if that root cause is not addressed,
no matter what you do. So I did 7 days, I did 3 years. I think I went to see Adeboye.
You went to see Adeboye?
Like,
okay.
But he didn't see me personally. They just got a bunch of us and Baba just entered and prayed for all of us. And my mom's hair started growing white prematurely. So it became, in conversations, I used to tell her I loved her. But I was still, then every time I leave the house, they are afraid. A lot of really get arrested, really get killed. Because I've been close to death a number of times. Like one time when I tried to cross the express and I was dead drunk. And that's all I could remember. Next thing I remember, my clothes were all wet and they were bringing me home on the bike. Then I could not find. So it was the next day it was explained to me that when I tried to cross, I crossed into an Okada, into the part of an Okada, and it hit me and I became unconscious. And that road is plied by tippers, all big trucks. So imagine if that
was,
So they kicked me out of the house. And funny enough, throughout all this, it was my dad that I didn't like that had my back. He didn't like the fact that he was locking the door. How can my son be in the house and I'm locking the door, stuff like that? Or something will go missing. So anytime anything goes missing in the house, default mode is Tosin. My mom say, my sister's friends will come around, my sister will tell them with style. Like, maybe they come, all of them put their bags on the dining table and they're hugging, and then they go upstairs and they want to start going up. And my sister will be like, bring your bag upstairs now. Like, no. They won't say Tosin is a thief, but they will just say, because I stole from everybody. As long as you come into the house and you lose guard, don't worry, I'll take on you. Remember one time my younger brother was sleeping and I raised his head up. He was still a bit young then, maybe like 14. And took his wallet and there was $80. And I took 20. And I put it back and went, And I came back and there was no noise, no shouting, nobody made any noise. So the next day I came back there and took the remaining 60. You know. So I was eventually kicked out of the house. So I went to my friend's house. We were cultists together, but I was a different cult, but we were close.
Is that even possible? You're supposed to be killing each other.
Yes, but I don't know. We were very close. I don't know. So we used to kind of cover for each other. Like when I go to where my own guys are and they ask me who's this guy, I'm like, no, he's just my guy. So by that time we had finished school. So when they kicked me, I just decided that okay, what I'll do is this cult of a thing, I'll come carry on for it. Let's die there. So it was me and that my guy that used to run around, get into fights together, go and all that stuff. So by the time I got to his house, I expected that to
Go on.
continue. Reality check, by the time I got there, the guy had become responsible. He still drinks, he still smokes, but not like how we do in school. Well, the guy's like, oh, more guy, okay, so he was going to work the next day. I didn't have a job. So he was showing me, this, I bought tobacco for you, blah, blah, blah. So there's this, one of our friends that came back from London, he brought tobacco from London, this tobacco different, or blah, blah, blah. Then there was 4 cans of beer in the fridge. So by the time he went to work and came back, I'd finished the 4 cans of beer. I'd finished 1 big bottle of spirits. So that's where we first started having issues. Like, oh my God, you can't be drinking like this. So can you come? I've had this can beer in the fridge since 19 something. You just came and finished it in 1 day. So, dude, can you come, brother? No, me, I know day for all this, Then there's only so long you can stay with your friend if you're not bringing anything in.
Yeah.
He might not tell you directly, but he starts throwing jabs at you. Maybe where he used to keep the sardine and the sausages. One day you just go there, you find out there's no sardine and sausage. And you're like, for a guy, where the sardine and sausage? That sardine and sausage, So I started, he stopped buying fuel in the generator, all those kind of things.
And there's no light on your
So when they're there, he jumps in his car and says, I'm going up. I'm like, if I'm going to say, no, this place where I won't go alone. Because he knows that if he goes there with me, he has to buy from me as well as himself. So by that time, so nobody told me. I packed my things and I left. So there is this pastor in Ibadan that showed, okay. So by the time I got to the pastor's house, blah, 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 I explained. He has a large number of people that stay in the house. I found out that the pastor was a fake pastor. Like, I don't want to go into details, but one example, one day he told us to fast, told us to go to church. So by the time I got to church, I found out that they turned on the generator and my charger was at home. So I wanted to charge my iPad. So it said everybody's fasting. So I came back home to come and get the charger for the generator. And it was sitting down, custard, bread, milk, moi.
Okay, this seems like a skit.
So eventually, like that. Then I had a phone call from somebody. He's also substance, blah, blah. But he had gone to rehab and he had come out.
It was good.
Yeah, he was good. So he started looking for me. So
how did you know him?
I met him in Kadam.
Okay.
He was a set before my sets.
Okay.
In Kadam. So he called me where I am, like, oh man, these dead ass guys, how? Blah, blah. Like, no, you can't be there. You have to start coming home. I came back. So I came. He paid for my transport and I came. And then I started living with a counselor, a drug counselor. Blah, blah.
So at what point did you, because I always tell people that recovery cannot start until you accept that you have a problem
Yes.
and you need help.
Yes.
you see that thing is underrated, but it's so important.
Yes,
because
it
I
is
explain
very,
it to
very
people like somebody that has malaria. You cannot treat the person until the person accepts, oh, I have malaria.
and I need treatment.
So even
That's
though
very
you
right.
try to give the person drug, the person will not use it until you accept. So at what point did you feel like, okay, you know what,
This is enough.
I need help now?
Okay, two things happened. The first was, like I said, I read a lot. I like to read. Every spare moment I get, I read. I have a lot of books on my phone. So I can't remember the name of the book now, but the book talked about writing your will. And the book talked about you don't have to be an elderly person, maybe in your 60s or 70s before you write your will. You can be 21, you can be 20, you can be 25. Write your will, see what you have. Like, assuming you are going to die today, write that this is what I'm going to leave behind. It doesn't necessarily have to be material. It can be maybe legacy, maybe what values have you instilled in your children or people,
Whatever.
And that resonated with me. So I took a piece of paper and a biro, and I was just there. And there was nothing to write.
Wow.
And I put it down and I went to get but that thing kept. So I came again and I took the biro again and I just sat down and there was still nothing to write. And I just thought about it, my phone. And I brought out the phone. Now the phone is Torchlight, that phone they call Palasa.
Yeah.
That is sick. The phone no complete. And I just thought about it. This phone, highest 1005. And from that point on, I just said, something is wrong. So I started now, as at that point, I was owing 2 times my salary in the beer parlor.
Owing.
Okay, part of my addiction, apart from the smoking and stuff, because I did pills, I did codeine, smoked all strains of marijuana apart from Colorado. And I did a lot of alcohol. I drank a lot. You know how some people can have a bar in their house. As at the time I was drinking, I always knew that I could not have a bar in my house because I would probably kill myself. As long as the alcohol is remaining and I'm awake, I will keep, even if I have to crawl to get to where it is, it was that bad. So I was owing 2 times my salary. So when I read that book talking about the will, it got me to thinking about that. So it occurred to me that assuming I stop drinking and smoking today, I'll be working for the next 2 months and the salary is not my own. It's for the year parlor. I just called that my guy that called me from Ibadan. And I just told him, oh, dude, I have a problem.
You need help.
Please help me. By that time, I wasn't talking. I had been kicked out of the house, so they weren't talking to me. But I found out that they were talking to the person I was staying with, the drug counselor. She had gotten in touch because it's a she. She had gotten in touch with them.
Without you knowing.
Yes, without me knowing. So I knew through that, my friend, that they started talking to your parents, clean up your act now. But I wasn't listening. Like I just felt, I'm on to hell with them. I can do this thing. I'm in control, blah, blah, blah. And just said, guy, I'm going to call your dad, though. I'm going to need to call your dad. I'm like, yes, please call my dad. But I know he won't answer. He said, let me call him first. If he now does not answer, different matter. So he called. And then he came out and said, your your dad is gay, man. Your dad said if that that's is it that he gave his word that no, Tosin, this time, this is it. So that at that point was when I knew no, I can't, because if you're only 2 months in a beer parlor, you don't understand. And there's nothing to write that when I like when you die, it's like not you didn't leave any
even owing.
yes. So that's when I realized that.
So how did you go about getting help this final time? Because you had been to Kadam.
Yeah. So this time around, so by the time I got to this particular rehab that I went to, now is owned by a woman who stays in America, but she has a thing, she's passionate about people who use. So she had a very big building that she built in Shimawa, and she wanted to use it for a rehab. I always say that rehab was set up because of me, because eventually I happened to be the only person that went to that rehab and it was closed. And since that time, they've not opened it. So what happened was the people she put in the rehab to manage it didn't know anything about rehabilitation. So I could have been dancing circles around there. But as at that point, like for instance, let me give you an example. One of them is going home for his off. He comes to my room and he's apologizing to me that this money is small, and then he gives me 1,000 naira. Somebody in a rehab is not supposed to have access to money.
Yeah.
So I took money and I was kind of shocked, like, why are you giving me money? But I took money and kept it. But as at that time, I was so determined to stop
that
I did not even. So basically, I would say they made their facility available, but I rehabbed myself. I did proper. I had 2 journals. So I took a lot of time to pray, ask for forgiveness, and reflect. How do I want it to be? I know that because I lost a lot of things. You know, basically what we are talking about is like a summary. So there's many things I didn't talk about, but like because my father used to constantly tell me, we are all going to meet at the top. Tosin, it's not too late. It's not too late. Clean yourself up. Clean yourself up. So, but I just made up my mind that, you know what, certain things have to go. And because I tell people, I know somebody that threw away his PS4. He gave it out because he's so, which English I will use now? The PS4, he's so used to playing it and reaching for.
Right.
Playing and reaching for. That when he stopped, when he's playing, he found out that unconsciously he was, before he go get himself, say, oh boy. So he just look at, if I continue this thing. So there are certain things that we feel we can't do without. That if you know that,
if you know what's at stake,
you better get rid of it. So I did that. I used to have one girl that was very obsessed with me. I don't want to mention her name. And she had money, in quotes. But she enables me. I remember one time I wanted to travel from one town to another, and I wanted to carry weed. And she said, and somebody said, no, don't. Oh, there's police checkpoint, blah, blah, blah on the road. I said, bring it now, I'll carry it for you. They won't search your own man. So I knew that I had to get rid of her. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Things like that, I had to just.
There are some people you stop talking to.
Yes.
I did that too. There were some people I stopped talking to. There were some things. There's some kind of films I don't watch.
Yes, music.
It's maybe normal to some, but I don't.
No. Is that we're different, we're a different breed.
So when I started to shoot videos as well, I dabbled into music videos and stuff, but at some point I knew that
No way.
yeah, because some of the videos there's just a lot of drugs, a lot of women.
Yeah, half naked women.
Yeah, and like it's
no way.
Yeah, so I think
So
I get that.
I hope you can relate. So like
Yeah.
for instance, I won't go to the bar beach. It's fun for some people. It's not for me. Going to the bar beach because I don't know. I mean, I sit down at the bar beach, eat, and be looking at water. Doesn't make any sense to me. I'm sorry, anybody here for, but I'm just saying it's fun for some people. Hey, water, hey. No, it's not. So I associate it with getting high. If I'm going to the bar, I'm going there to go and smoke.
Right. Yeah. Makes sense.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So me going to the bar beach, in 30 minutes, I'm bored.
And you're already thinking of
Yes, and I'm already, so I would rather not go.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So
You've been clean for how long now?
Since 2020, September 15.
So just about
5 years.
5 years plus now.
Yeah, and I probably maybe 6 months.
How's your relationship with your family now? How did you manage to, I mean, because there's always this thing of I can't trust, I cannot,
Okay, it helped me that I was kicked out of the house. So by the time I became clean, I wasn't staying in their house anymore. Then that appellation, native, so there was a certain way that I started behaving anytime I come to the house that my parents noticed that I didn't know they noticed. Then I discovered that gradually, then the counselor had talked to them. There are certain things parents do that, now those are part of the things I dealt with. Now, the times I went to rehab and I came back, one of my biggest triggers was my mom. My mom is, Tosin, this your eyes.
when I'm not even doing anything.
Yeah.
Someone's just annoying. I'm like, you know what? I'll go and do this.
Yeah, so one day you just be like, the cuckoo talks, I don't do.
Yeah, so
maybe you might just be chilling with your friend and like, my guy smoke. And I say, no, I'm not smoking. Just reason and say, the cuckoo don't talk. I beg. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So my mom is always like that. Just say, maybe you sleep and wake up at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock every morning. Today you just decide to wake up at 8 o'clock. It's an issue.
Are you sure?
This one where you wake up at 8 o'clock. So
that must have been a lot.
Then the way my dad talks when something happens, like when he's angry. Kiniko, all those Amugbo, like that's Yoruba, like all these people that smoke Igbo, it's because you don't see, you sit down with animals, those kind of stuff. So all that I dealt with when I was in the last rehab by myself, that no matter what they say, because I came out of rehab around December 2020. So one of my plan was I would spend Christmas with my parents because I had not seen them in a while. I would spend Christmas with my parents, and no matter what they do. So when my mom comes and says, this you were wearing these shirts before, why have you changed to this one? I hope it's not because Kiniko. So I just stay around her and be playing. I will not withdraw. So by the time I play with her for like 30 minutes, or let's say I go out, I say I'll be back by 6. I happen to come back by 6:30. I go straight to their room and sit down with them as I'm talking. I use style, carry my mouth past them, so that they will smell and say, nothing smell. Just stay with them for like 30 minutes. And then
so you had to intentionally rebuild trust.
Yes. So I did that. So they started noticing. Now, people say, I'm not smoking now. And then, no. You have to, you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for yourself. I remember that even while I was doing substance, and maybe I approach a girl I like, and she tells me, I like you, or I don't want to go out with you because you smoke and drink. If you stop smoking and drinking, I can consider. I used to tell them that, you know what? If I'm going to stop smoking and drinking, I won't stop because of you. Because if I stop because of you, what happens when you break up with me? I will go back. So if I'm going to stop, I have to stop. So I also realize that in as much as I'm trying to build trust, I'm doing it for myself. And I didn't take anything for granted. If somebody gives me 2,000, I let them know this person gave me 2,000 naira. I spent 200 naira on credit. I spent 100 naira on
accountability.
yes, on Popo. And I have 1,500 there. I put 1,000 inside the bank and I'm holding 700 naira in my pocket. So it got to a point that when I come and say, somebody gave me, what, Tosin, give me, I'm doing it. Do you understand? So over time.
So you had to intentionally build trust. Yes. You now became more accountable, which is what you didn't used to do before. You didn't care whether they trusted you.
No, I did not.
And you were not accountable.
No,
like you just do whatever you want.
But when I want to leave the house, I don't even tell anybody. And yeah, it's Tosin, I'm going, we don't know, let's check. Okay, it's happened. Okay, it has gone out as usual. When is he coming back? We don't know. So that's how we used to be.
So now, you've had a job for how long now?
Since I came out, since 2021.
So you've held the job for 5 years now?
Yes.
Nice.
And one thing too that I would like to also talk about, I'm getting married in 2 months' time.
Interesting.
Now, getting married is ordinary, is normal to other people. To me, it's not.
I can imagine.
If you've not been through it before, you might not understand. It's like, wow. So Tosin, you can get married. I was home. I went home this weekend I just passed. And my mom was just so, my mom has told everybody. My mom is just, like, I heard that when I called her for the introduction, my mom was rolling on the floor, dancing like, so that's, and I don't know, it's extraordinary to me. It might be normal to other people, but looking back from where I'm coming from, so back.
That's interesting. I mean, it just shows that. I mean, it just shows that no matter how deep or how far,
yes, you can always
somebody has gone into addiction, whatever kind of addiction, you can come out.
Yes,
you can build a solid life for yourself, like you've done.
Yes,
and I mean,
but you must be willing. They can tell you to stop, but you must be willing to stop. If you by
no matter
yourself,
what anybody tries to do to help
if
you.
Adeboye, Oyedekpo, Kumuyi, all of them pray for you together. If you are not willing, after all, I did 7 days, and as I come out, as I chop, rest, I reach for my staff. So you must be willing.
So this is 24 years of substance abuse, and this same person is now clean. He has kept a job for 5 years, which is the longest he has ever kept a job in his life. He's getting married in 2 months, which is a big deal if you know where this guy is coming from.
Honest.
This is just to emphasize again that you can come back from drug addiction, no matter how far gone. But you must be willing.
You yourself, you are the key person
for your own transformation.